Welcome to the BVTV network, coming to you from the UK studios of BizVision, and I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. This is episode 3 in the Greener Energy Futures trilogy with business support expert Simon Pine. Hello for the final time, Simon.
Hello, Malcolm. Good to be back.
I'm so looking forward to knowing how we can make this journey continue. So far, you've given us essential knowledge and started us on the journey to sustainability, a sustainability plan for our business. But I suggest it's important that businesses also don't see the plan as the end game. There's business growth opportunity in going further and doing it ahead of others. For example, before Scope 3 is imposed down the supply chain. I was just talking to managers of Balfour Beatty in an interview the other day, and they're already looking at how their suppliers can help them in Scope 3, because without those suppliers getting involved, they won't be able to further reduce their own carbon reductions. So what's your thoughts and advice here?
Yeah, it's good questions there. So we talked in the previous episodes about both ambition and analysis. So at this stage, what you should be as a stakeholder in this organization who owns this kind of carbon reduction journey, you should be saying to yourself, I know how far my company wants to go and will sponsor me on this journey and who is behind it. And I also really know where the pockets of carbon exist that are relevant to this journey. And that could be, as you've highlighted, upstream and the people that supply you and the organizations that supply you, and it could be downstream. So we see all sorts of interesting stuff coming out at this point. At this point, the work that we do tends to highlight the practical projects that you can engage in and the behavior change and the cultural change that needs to support that. So our advice in general at this point is to have partners. You can't do it by yourself most of the time because there's so many different themes to pursue, whether it's building management, whether it's transport and fleet management, whether it's purchasing, whether it's customer product formulation, customer behavior. It's so widely spread. Our advice is to bring in experts. What we tend to do is bring in a coterie of associates as well as our own team that can help deliver those things. And the sort of challenges we're facing are as varied as how to decarbonise a crematorium, how to reformulate products so that they use less carbon in their making, how to make buildings net zero. All these kind of challenges are really interesting, and we bring that advice to the table to help companies then roll out that plan of carbon reduction, and we help them to make it look real as well, so that they can say, right, we want to get to net zero by, let's say, 2030. We'll help them envisage what that looks like in a staged project plan and how much each of these projects will impact on that plan.
That's fascinating. And the width of your work is incredible, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is. And as I said, when you're being asked by a council to look at their crematoria as well as their schools, and they're genuinely committed to decarbonising, you have to go away and do research. We're constantly, having to move into new areas and learn new things. So within 2 years of being in business, our knowledge is skyrocketed, and we're taking organisations with us, which is great.
Yeah. Now, in my mind, if for this to really work, it's got to be bought in at the top in a big way, hasn't it? So what would you say to leaders about how they should go about buying in to the whole, rather than just being forced to do it, doing it through their own consciousness?
Yeah, I think any organization is as successful as your ability to galvanize all of the people in it. And I think you've got to reflect on the appetite of not just your own ambitions for the organization, but those in it with you. It's, I think, realistic to say that if you want to hire great people, then most people in most modern cultures now will want to see environmental benefit. People don't really want to work for polluters anymore. So you need to demonstrate you're committed to environmental path just to hire people and to get the right people on board. Your customers will want it as well. So there's a lot of self-interest in doing it. But then bringing it close to home, I was being told a story recently of somebody trying to get an organization to change. They'd gone through the analysis, they told them where their carbon was, and then the business leader had said, yeah, but I don't know, it's a lot of effort, isn't it? Should we bother? The challenge put back to them was okay, talk to your kids. Talk to your
Yeah.
kids, all of you. I want all of your board to talk to your
Yeah.
kids about their view on it. And within a week, their entire attitude had changed, and they realized how important it was for their family and the future generations to make a difference.
Yeah, that was fascinating, because I did talk to you before we doing our green room warm up before about my granddaughter, my 7-year-old granddaughter, who lectures me on green issues. But she's spot on. And the school that she's going to are obviously doing a great job. And you're right, that Generation Z and obviously millennials as well, Generation Y, are all very, very focused upon the climate, aren't they?
No, they really are. And I think one great saying is we're not lending the planet to our kids, we're borrowing it from their future. And we need to make sure that that they get something that they can live in and they can enjoy, and all the things we take for granted, being able to go great places, enjoy wildlife, and have, stable weather. We've got to make sure they get these things too.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. And I really like the way that you don't just do as many people do and talk about the academic elements of it all, and and the jargon and everything. You're actually bringing it very, very importantly home to us in our culture and our behavioral ways there, of the importance of taking action. So thanks, Simon, for that. Let me remind our audience of your URL, which is, and obviously viewers can see on the screen behind me, but for listeners, it's all the W's, greener energyfutures.net, greener energiesfutures.net. Now, my suggestion, as I've said across the other 2 episodes, is go to Simon's site and watch the collection of videos he's recorded. The more information you can gain, the better is my thinking. And every day, Simon and his team are working with businesses to get their plans into action, and they can help you too. I trust that this Greener Energies Future trilogy with company founder and expert Simon Pine has helped cut through the fluff that's being created around sustainability and given you the right guidance to take action. Thanks, Simon, for a great BVTV Green Vision trilogy.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. Good to be here.